Hello and welcome to Community View. I'm Melissa Anderson. You know, each year we try and touch base with what's happening in our surrounding communities here in Washington County. With me today is Mayor Nanette Billings of Hurricane, Utah. Welcome, Mayor, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Now, how long have you been mayor?
2 years, 2 weeks.
And
so I'm on my over the hump, kind of.
How's it going for you so far?
I have a great community, very supportive. It's good. I'm learning a lot. What can you say besides learning?
Day by day.
Yeah, every single day is a new adventure.
Right. Let's talk about this past year. Are there some accomplishments that you came through that you're pretty proud of?
I'm going to say absolutely, yes. So when I first became mayor, I really wanted to help in our recreation area. There's a lot of parks. When I first moved back to Hurricane after I had graduated from college and felt like, you know, we have a really good community. We want to raise our family, live here. We had a couple of parks, 2. And then we built the Three Falls Park. That was 3. So that really is all the parks we had when my kids were really small. Now we have 16 parks.
Wow.
And they were all built because of development, really. And Grandpa's Pond gifted from like Interstate Rock. They gifted that property and it's developed into just an amazing, beautiful park. And then like Dixie Springs, and our city's put in some money, but we had like Rotary Club help with an all abilities section this last year and new pickleball courts and some of those things. But we haven't had any gyms. No gym space. So when I became mayor, I went and visited with many businesses and business leaders in our community and said, how can we make this work? Who can help us? And we found great partners, but we had one gentleman that donated a building, and it's just something that he had, and it's been an amazing adventure because we had to hire engineering. We didn't have plans, so we had to reverse engineer it. And there's a couple of little things that we, like some nuts and bolts kind of things that you can say, okay, we had to put some things together with it, but it's going to be a beautiful addition to our city. And we've got 2 gyms that will be done by March. And we're just updating our Parks and Recreation plan. And so that plan will allow us to have gyms on our, well, it's Parks and Recreation, but so we can use impact fees for the 4 gyms that we're wanting to build. So hopefully we can start those in the next couple of months as well. So we'll have 6 gyms by next year.
Well, you'll need those. Hurricane is expected to outgrow a lot of the areas because there's more room. Tell me a little bit about that growth, and are you having any problems or concerns with water or places to live or things like that, or is everything working pretty well?
So good questions. So as far as infrastructure, we are lacking in infrastructure in the south and the west part of Hurricane for sure. And so we are working on a transmission line for power on 1100, and that will go all the way from 600 north to 3000 south, and that transmission line will allow enough development. We're right in the process of acquiring the last of the land so that we can do that, because we're hoping that we don't have to do anything with eminent domain, that we'll just get willing sellers, which we've had willing sellers, we really have.
Right.
Those last few people, they just have some other questions about it, and so trying to acquire that to build the road, you know, for roadway and power line distribution. But so as far as power, we're lacking our water. We are in the process of designing a new 2 and 4 million gallon tank because we need to have more of the retention, but we also need some of our lines upsized for the access to it as well.
Right.
So we're working on that. As far as actually having water, our city, our water rights are through through Tokerville. No, Tokerville, the falls. I mean, like we have a spring there, Ash Creek. Those are the 2 big ones, and then we've got our wells, our 4 wells, and so we're working on another 2 well sites in the south and Three Falls because we need to be able to help. But the district, we're reliant on the district, and we're so grateful for what they're doing. Tokerville Reservoir is really going to help the district to have that reuse, because Hurricane City with Ash Creek, so that's our sewer district, and Ash Creek is building a new confluence park down in Laverican, which will it will change the dynamic of all the outside watering in La Verkin and Toquerville. So that perfectly good spring water that's being used on the outside irrigation in Toquerville and La Verkin will now be able to be used for the Toquerville bypass road for their 1,200 proposed homes, and same as La Verkin, that they'll be able to build because they need to be able to have the culinary water. But this will give, so the secondary water is going to go in Toquerville Reservoir, and then they can water outside with it.
Right.
And Hurricane residents are connected because we're all part of Ash Creek. And when you look at something like that, like Hurricane residents, we're 95% of the cost comes from Hurricane residents helping pay the Ash Creek Sewer District fee so that we can bond, so we can build things like that. So we all work together in our
and you're all kind of compressed together too. And then you have a few roundabouts that are going in, right?
We have one right now, and it just was finished, and we're going to actually open up the road. So it will be our full connection from 600 north to 3000 south will be on 700 west. So right at 700 west and 100 north, we've just finished a roundabout right there. And then that connection will all go to 600 north. And within 2 months, probably by March, we'll have a grand opening ribbon cutting right there. So
it sounds like you got a lot going on and a lot more to come, so I
much.
wish you the best on all of that.
Everywhere.
Hey, thank you so much, and good luck with your next downhill 2 years, but it sounds like it's all going uphill, so it's great.
It's awesome.
Thank you for joining us today. And thanks for all of you for joining us, and we hope you will have a great new year.